my redhead mess bed, tear shed, queen bee miss squeeze. The stage smells, tells, hells, bells, misspells, knocks me on my knees. It didn't hurt, flirt, blood, squirt, stuff, shirt like me on a tree. After I count down 3 rounds in hell, I'll be in good company. Smells, tells, hells, bells, misspells, knocks me on my knees. It didn't hurt, flirt, blood, squirt, stuff, shirt like me on a tree. After I count down 3 rounds in hell, I'll be in good company. Good evening, my crime family. I forgot to do some tucking. Running around like a crazy man. Again. All right. So how's my crime family doing tonight? You know what? We got to be setting records or something. I've never, ever seen a January in Minnesota like this. It's usually 20 below zero. And today was in the 40s, and it's been that way a few days, and it's getting warmer. We hardly have any snow, and if this keeps up, there's not going to be any. I've never seen a January like this ever in my life. Anyway, let's take a peek and see who's all here. Rock Chuck, good to see you, girl. Cold the Cover, good to see you. Bonnie, good to see you. Sweet Surrender, my girl. Debbie Ackland, Sooner Girl. Sandy Toes, good to see you. Deborah Ackland, good to see you. Kathleen, my girl. Social Glow. Love Tina, my girl. Julianne, Wendy. Nikki, Crazy P. Bonnie M. Rondi, excuse me. Rondi Potter, yes. Deborah Lynn, my girl, yes, good to see you. And Debbie Gazzardo, Kim, and Evie, good to see you. Wendy, hey, what's up, Eddie? Good to see you. Jeff H, good to see you, brother. Boy, if you stick around till the end, I got a treat for you in music if you haven't seen it yet. I've ran it few times on the last couple of shows. Julianne, good to see you. Yeah, now there are quite a few people and getting more. So enroll. Good to see you. Yeah. Okay. So tonight I have to go over Lindel Lane again. Some of the Lindel Lane stuff because you know there's somebody out there. You know what? You know what I gotta do? This is what I gotta do. I gotta start crying about money and then quit and then come back for like the third time and then triple my subs and triple my views and stuff. That's what I got to do, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, um, people talk about exculpatory evidence, um, and they think it's the car and all this. And you can fight that all day long. They're not going to be able to prove shit. But there is things that can be proven at Lindel Lane, and we've proved it, and I'll prove it again, and I plan to. And if I have to prove it even more, I will, because there's enough exculpatory evidence there. And not just that, I'm pretty sure I know what the exculpatory evidence that Bethany has. Pretty sure. Doesn't take a lot to figure that one out, actually. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. Kind of dig into that. If you remember from last night, we went to that one channel. I can't remember the name right off the bat here. And she did the Lindel Lane audio. Well, she did part 2 last night, but she didn't do it the same. And she had it in the background. Instead of just reading it, I wish she would have just read it and said the timestamps. She didn't. She let it play, and there was a lot of delays and stuff into it. I might go over that. I don't know if I will. I do have our own that one of my investigators had done. We could go over that. But there's some other things I really want to go over. And Bubbly had a video out last night that I want to go over too. And I don't know if you've seen it yet or not. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with one of my old videos. All right. We're going to go back. And we're going to check this out. Hey, Jessie Lynn. Hey, Strange. How you doing, girl? And Sweet and Salty. Good to see you, Sony. Hey, Karen. Good to see you, girl. My girl. Kathleen, my girl. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, we're going to go back in time and we'll go from there. Okay, so this was 2 months ago, and I got 5.8 thousand views, and it was called Exculpatory Evidence. And maybe some of you will remember this, maybe some will not. Anyway, I think I got it where I want it. I'll find out. It is. It's really, really simple. My subs know that too, because they're beautiful and intelligent people. They have open minds. They don't have hate. They don't have anger in their eyes. Good, beautiful, honest people. Why do I think this man could walk free and be innocent? I could go on for hours on this, but I'm going to make this short and simple because that's what it is. It's very simple. Number one, touch DNA. You know why this is so touchy for everybody, for touch DNA? Because this case has exposed how bad it is. It has exposed it. And I have a feeling there's some people sitting in prison that are not guilty over touch DNA. It is pseudoscience. It's not good. Now we don't even know if it's even his DNA. It's so simple. It is. It's just really easy. No history of violence whatsoever. None. That does not fit the profile of a quadruple murderer. Does not. Period. No history of violence in his life. No motive. What's his motive? He was awkward with girls. You know, a lot of people that were awkward with girls, and that's just normal, actually. And actually, he wasn't really that. His friend said he wasn't. He was normal. The media's ran away with this crap. So easy and simple. It just is. No chain of custody. Just believe us. How about no? Oh, man. The timeline? Oh, oh my God. So easy. This is so simple. It's just so simple. He went in there in 8 minutes and then sped away. It's so simple. No DNA in his house, in his car, in his apartment, in his office, and no hair at the crime scene. Oh, did DM say anything about? Oh, yeah, and her testimony. We'll get into that too. Didn't say that he had a hat on. I don't remember any hat or nothing on his head. Just a mask that went up to his nose. And bushy eyebrows. Oh, they're so bushy that no hair came out during this fight. 2 different floors. I know my subs are laughing right with me, man. They gotta be. How about this? Kaylee's up here, Kaylee and Maddie up here, and here's Ethan and Zion. And so let's say it was Kaylee Maddie first, right? Here's all this ruckus. And Xana, they said, was on the phone with TikTok, right? And she doesn't call 911. And if Xana and Ethan were first, and Kaylee was awake because she fought, she doesn't call 911. Nobody in the house calls 911. Everybody's focusing on Dylan and Bethany. Well, what about Kaylee and Xana? Or Ethan? Nobody calls 911 because they're at separate places here, right? Right? Yeah, they're separate, all right. Maybe that just kind of points to what I've been saying all along, that at least one and possibly 2 are done somewhere else. It's so easy. No 911 calls. None. 0. And then not for 8 hours. No, I'm going to call friends first. So simple. Just too simple. Fight Club. I've already proven that as a fact. My subs know. They seen it. Fight Club just it's 200 and it was 235 feet away from 1122. That's what it is, 235 feet, give or take. It's not even not even a football field away. 3 unidentified DNAs. Oh, this is getting easier. It's getting, yeah. I mean, this case is so stupid. It makes me laugh. And I got a question too. That 6th roommate, and I'm not saying or want to suggest anything, but that 6th roommate wasn't living there. I would like to know if the rent's been paid on that lease, and who it was paid by. Was it Demetrius and Emma? Maybe. Makes you wonder why wasn't she living there? I'd really like to know if that rent was being paid and who it was being paid by. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, I got to look for something here if I can. I'm going to let something play here while I go look for something, probably, because I think I'm going to look for my phone, because I think I'm going to have to send something. Yeah, I'm going to have you guys watch this real quick. And this was sent to me by the one and only Karen. So she's a producer of this episode too. Okay, let's share this, and then I'm going to go while this plays a few times, and I want you to listen to this, because this is quite something. Oh, what did I do here? That's not what I wanted to do. But I'll get it. Okay. There we are. Somebody calling for Murphy, a whistle. You hear Murphy, and you listen for the calling for Murphy and the whistle. I'm going to let that play a few times. I want you to listen to that. Okay.
And 2 young men walk into emergency. One no cuts. Deep cuts to
Okay. Well, I'm going to have to figure that out, how to do that. But did you hear that? Did you hear that? I'd like to send that to Jack and say, do you recognize that whistle? Do you recognize that whistle? Hmm? You recognize the person hollering Murphy? Because wasn't somebody supposed to be home in bed? I did have a video I wanted to show you, but I don't know how to get it to you. It is quite interesting. Yeah, it's not going to let me. Oh, maybe it will. Maybe it will. Maybe it will. Sorry about that. Should have had this ready. I kind of forgot about it. All right. This won't take long now, because this is pretty interesting. Okay. Should I get the right one there? Okay. And share. Watch this.
Hospital, 5 a.m., and two young men walk into emergency, one with cuts, deep cuts to his hands, the other with an open slice to his head and shoulder. 13th November. The prosecution has sealed this video footage. Rumors, Barry Carr and Roach went insane. Insane on a heroin treatment. Rittman Hospital, 5 a.m., and two young men walk into emergency, one with cuts, deep cuts to his.
Huh. Do you remember when I said the other night? Karen dug a little deeper. She knew she had that video somewhere, and she found it. She keeps that. She's kept everything since day one. That came out right after. Who was it? And the defense asked for what? Medical records that are sealed? Oh, okay. All right. It's so simple. Exculpatory evidence. This is simple too. You just got to think a little bit, just a little bit. Just think a little bit. That's all it takes. What would it be? What would make it so? Because exculpatory means it would free him. What would it be that would allow him to walk out the door a free man? One thing. And it's so simple. It's so simple, and it's right in front of our face. Who was it? I said that I thought jumped in the back of that black SUV at 4:23 a.m. Jumped in head first. A female with long hair. Let's think about that for a second. Exculpatory evidence that's unique to Bethany. Why did they go to the grand jury immediately when they were going to meet Bethany? They're so stuck on pinning it on this dude. Why? Maybe it's because the people that are really involved are relatives of people in higher places. Cuts on their hands. The blood is on their hands, people. The blood is on their hands, not Mr. Koberger's. That's my opinion, and I can state it all I want. So, if she testifies that DM was not home when she heard what was going on the third floor, and maybe some on the second floor, and DM wasn't there, her testimony gets thrown out the fucking window, and he walks out the door. It's so simple. We've seen with our eyes. And the texting between the two, she wasn't there. It's probably why Bethany was texting her. I mean, just think about that for a second. There's one thing that would allow him to walk out that door. And that's if DM didn't tell the truth. She wasn't there. So simple. It really is. But you have to have an open mind. You have to have some kind of intelligence to see this. You can't just be closed and that's it. Crazy little case, isn't it? Don't you think? I think so. And well, I got to say this. Okay, so that's one of my old ones. And it still holds, all that still holds true. And in my videos, all my videos of the past, if people would just look and somebody was saying today in their video, in their presentation, I got to get a hold of the family, and if the family sees it, I've been yeah, I know that road. And that's why letters went out yesterday that are going to make it to the family. They're going to make it to Brian. And that's on different matters. But when it comes to evidence and you want to free somebody, and 235 feet away from 1122 is a fight club going on, and I can prove that, and I have proven it with my videos. And you can hear it in the audio, and they'll say, oh, the audio, isn't true or whatever. You know what? I'm a musician, and you know how many recordings I've done over the years? And I got, you know what? I have a recording studio. I went in and I looked. And you can see the movements of stuff, right? You can see, and it is not, it's real. It's real. You can see the like when a car goes by and you can hear the crunching of rocks or whatever. You can see that it's the same as when someone's talking. You can see it's in the same thing. It's fucking real. There, that's my rant. So, if people want to free and help free Mr. Kohlberger, it isn't going to be a car that they cannot tell what it is. And I'm sorry, they cannot tell. And we'll look at that too. And I'll show you where it looks like it can be a Elantra. Or it could be a 300 Chrysler. Or it could be that Elantra that ended up in Oregon. That if you've seen Neek's, was it Neek's Peaks last night? I think it was Neek's Peaks. Watch their new one. It was either Neek's Peaks or Chaos Sector, one or the other. It might have been no, it was Chaos Sector. It was Chaos Sector. Watch their new one. Okay, I'm gonna play a little bit of Bubblies from last night because this was pretty good, if I remember right. Yeah. And this is only about 5 minutes long, so. Okay, people, what I'm going to show you here and what Bubbly did last night, these are the people that did Kaylee and Maddie. These are the people. Okay? Believe me when I say these are the people. Now, if you remember, and I can show you it again if I have to. Do you remember when I showed you between 405 and 406 and let's see. No, the one where no, at 315, I'm sorry, 315. Somebody's walking by and they go towards 1122. Remember with the gray hood, he had the gray hoodie on and stuff. Do you remember that at 315? Keep this in mind while you're watching this, all right? Because this is right. This is about the same time. Now, remember, these clocks, I do believe, are 2 minutes off. Now, remember, 2 minutes after this, a 2013 Elantra with dark tinted windows is spotted heading the hell out of town. Now watch this. Do you hear a vehicle? Now watch. Car. Okay, hold on a second. All right, did you see that? And there's another there's another that chaos sector video from last night. That's another one to watch. And we might get to that tonight, actually, because I have a feeling I'm going to be here tonight for a while. Okay. Now I'm going to jump right into this. This is from 3 months ago. All right. And this was called Breaking Reflections, Part 2.5. We'll be a lot more prepared. I just wanted to get this news out. No, I wish I could share some videos, but I can't. I don't have them. Let me wait a minute. There's one place I do got to look. One place I do got to look. Where am I at here? Wheel. Back end. Here's the cab. Can you see the truck? That's from. Okay. I need to put up a trigger warning on this. If you guys have problems with that kind of thing, I'm just telling you right now. Yeah. Where is it? There we go. Oh, did it go away? Did the share screen go away? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Here you go, people. You see that? You see this? Trigger warning is up on the top of the screen. You see that, people? That's bodies with blood. Blood all over. There's blood everywhere. Bodies laying here. This is what you get when you investigate. This is what you get when you look and you look and you look and you look. Yes, trigger warning, definitely. Okay, so that is from the reflections, people. So, and that's what we got. And those are those white bags that I was talking about before. You can see them. Here's that truck. I don't know if I had the share screen. Can you see the truck here? See that? See that? You see that truck, people? This is by 500 Queen Road right here. And this is during those fights. And this is one of those trucks. And let me see if I can. I don't think I can blow this up. No, I can't. I wonder if I can do this. I'm hoping you can see that. On phones, you might be able to. But you can definitely see the truck, the wheel, and
Here's the cab right
and
here. I'm doing the outline of the truck, cab, wheel, back end. You see that? That's in the reflections too, people. This is all reflections. Every single one of them is reflections. When you look deeper, and I wish I could show you. I should have. I'm going to do it, and let me see if I can do something. Okay, I'm going to try to do something. I'm going to try to do something I've never tried before, but I'm going to try. Oh man. If I can do this, it would really help. Okay. Again, I'm not having any panel up tonight. It would really help. Oh, I know it's quite this down here. I'm going to try to do this with my phone. I'm going to invite myself to panel, okay, with my other account. I've never tried this. I don't know, guys. Stop. There. Okay. Am I in there? Let's see. Oh, there it is. All right. Now, that information, okay. I don't know how to. Okay, and there's a light. There's a light from this camera that's causing these reflections. Okay, it's a light from a camera. That's what we think. That's our opinion on it. But there's enough information here, and we can see enough and to ask for the arrest of these people, because and if they just if the FBI and this information has been passed on to the detective. Yeah, it's gone, but I don't got no song. Listen to this. I got a video. I'm gonna have to get my shit together for the next one, guys. But I got a video where you can actually hear the power washer. I'm looking for it. There you go. Listen to that. Listen to that. That's a power washer. That's a power washer. You hear that? And that's what I'm trying to tell you, people. You know, the best thing to do is get an iPad. You know, the iPro I'm hearing works really well for this. And you go to those places and you can see those white dots. And they look like white dots. But if you blow in a little bit, you'll see them moving and you'll start seeing the movements. You blow it up more, you blow it up more. You start seeing the actions. And the more you dig, but it takes hours, even for just like 5 minutes worth of video. It takes hours to go in there and look, but it's there. It's there. And I'm hoping I'm showing you all this. I hope this doesn't flop, because this is not the way I wanted to present this. I just know what we have, and what we have, they need to be taken in and questioned, because the guy that walked Kaylee and Maddie to the grub truck is there. He is there. And he's one of the ones on top of Ethan. I didn't expect that until tonight when I heard. I thought we cleared him. No. Thursday, we'll be a lot more prepared. I just wanted to get this news out. I wish I could share some videos, but I can't. I don't have them. Let me wait a minute. There's one place I do got to look. One place I do got to look. Kind of forgot about. This is not normal for me. I'm usually so much more prepared than this. Okay, which one is this? I don't know if this will share though. See, that's the problem. I don't think this is going to share. I don't think I can share Windows Media. And that's the problem with StreamYard. No, it doesn't show. Wait a minute. Oh, do I got it? Yes, I do. I do got it. There we are, people. All right. And just watch for movement, okay? And you'll see some movement. And that's all I'm trying to tell you right now, for now. Just keep your eyes on the white dots. I don't know if this is one of the better ones or not. I'm learning how to do this. So, but you can see them move, and you can actually see their shadows. There's movement here. There's movement. There's people over here. You have to understand the reflections. And actually up here is a really good area to look at too, of what's going on. Right up here, right where the window meets the truck, up here is actually another really good spot to look at. I'm going to run this again maybe, because I'll be able to talk. But you can see what Karen did here. She lightened it up. She did this for you guys so you can see, because the other is too dark. But now that you know where it's at, and there's people over here too. Watch this right here, even. Watch this right here. There's people all over in here. If this wasn't all lined up, you would see people. Like I said, this was a well-planned
Okay. Yeah. So that is getting back into Lindel Lane a little bit, and I'm just going to touch on it right now. The those reflections. What we learned was that uh, it can be one reflection. Let's say there's two people fighting, and you see this, and then you see a couple of people fighting over here. Well, it's the same. It's the same reflections. They can reflect the same image at different places. So what looked like 50 people might be only 20 people, if you see what I'm saying, because it's kind of all over. Um, and you can actually see, if you look and you can get to that right front fender, you can actually see stuff too. Those reflections are real, and the thing is, I think when this Fight Club went down, and it wasn't just Fight Club, I think things were planned. I think there was multiple, and I'm just going to start saying my opinions, because you know what, I don't give a shit anymore. I really don't. um I think it was really well planned, and I think there was quite a few people involved. I think there was multiple um motives, and I think there was a couple different things going on. I think there was the Zana Ethan thing, and I think there was the Maddie Kaylee thing, and I think they were totally separate. That's my opinion. Um, just from everything that we've heard, everything that we've seen, and I do believe someone left Lindel Lane at 3:15 and walked over to 11:22, and that person was part of it. But I have my opinions on who did it, just by what we have seen in the reflections. And it's probably it'll be a little surprising. I kind of hinted on my community page, if anybody's seen that lately. But I think I just wanted to touch on this stuff again, because, and I think, I don't know, give me your opinion on, should I dive back into Lindel Lane and make it so it's even more noticeable, more true, more factual? Do you want me to go back into Lindel Lane? I'm asking you, as my crime family, is that what you would want me to do? Okay, Karen, I love you, girl. Yeah, there would be a timeline with it. Holy crap. Oh, wow. Shit. I didn't realize so many people wanted. All right. You got it. You sold me. Holy shit. Okay. I'm just gonna show the people that don't see chat. I'm gonna show. Okay. If I can keep up here. Yeah. Oh, welcome to Once Upon a Crime Time, Jennifer. Nice to have you here. It's good to have you sub up and become part of the family. This is one of the best families out there, the best family, in my opinion. The best mods in the business. You can always come in here and chat and not get ganged up on. Yeah, okay, yeah, there's many, many yeses. So, and I haven't seen a no. I have not seen a no. So, That's what I'm going to be doing. Look at that, guys. Look at that. This is all from chat. There's not one no. Yeah. And that's what I'm going to be doing. All right. Well, you sure made up my mind on that one. Okay. Well, I thank you. I thank you for your opinions. Okay. Well, then I know what I got to do. Oh boy. And I don't know, Karen, you're going to be pretty busy on your stuff there. I don't know, but yeah, I'll have help and stuff. Um, Thank you, Deborah. Yes, I'm kind of dropped the pride stuff, but yeah. Anyway, I'm going to. What else am I going to do here? This one's gone. Okay. Is this what I want to do? Yeah, the other one is too boring. So I'm going to show that chaos sector. Please share the chaos sector and then afterwards I'll get it. I'll get it in the description. Um, if you don't have it, I'll get it in the description and after this is over. Okay, so this was from last night, and this is pretty good. This is pretty good.
Welcome to the chaos sector. I have a question. Where is the surveillance footage? I mean, it's been over a year, and there hasn't been anything released that physically proves that Koberger was in that neighborhood. A bunch of smoke and mirrors clogging up the investigation, red herrings dumped all over the place, alluding to this and that, yet the concrete evidence that would confirm that Koberger was physically in that neighborhood, which has been claimed, just won't see the light of day. Perhaps when everyone just forgets about it. Hey? That's usually how the opposition operates. Moscow PD had to have more evidence that there was a white Hyundai Elantra, because you can't tell which type of vehicle is spotted in the Lindel Lane surveillance. It isn't the gas station surveillance, because that vehicle conflicts with their time of death, approximately around 4:25 a.m. It would have to be the neighbor's camera that spotted the alleged Koberger driving into the neighborhood. But as we all know, this footage has never been released. The only thing released was, of course, the so-called leaked screenshot of that security camera. In any other case where a person is either suspected of a crime or is literally arrested for the crime, and there is video footage, that is released to the media. It may not be released when the story breaks, but it's definitely coming out. You would see the suspect's vehicle driving into the neighborhood and then driving back out after committing the murders. After all, he's been arrested and charged. His DNA was discovered on a knife sheath. He apparently was stalking those housemates. Just go ahead. There's nothing that would jeopardize your charge, right? Release everything to the public. Even now, right? Moscow PD is compelled to keep this a secret. It's because there is no footage of Koberger's vehicle driving in that neighborhood. The white Hyundai Elantra was there prior to the time frame they claim Koberger was. This would be the same vehicle spotted in the gas station surveillance. We know this white Hyundai Elantra makes a right onto Troy Road and heads out of town around 3:45 a.m. This would not be Koberger. It's leaving Moscow, so unless you want to revert back to the original time of death, which would be approximately in the 3 a.m. hour, we know that vehicle, which is the same make and model and color, is not Koberger's vehicle. So if there is the same make, model, and color of the alleged killer's vehicle spotted speeding out of town around 3:45 a.m., well, most people would come to the conclusion that this is the perpetrator or involved in the crime. But here's the funny thing about that vehicle spotted in that surveillance. The path that it's traveling from would more than likely be from Blaine Street, which then you make a left onto White Avenue, and then, of course, drive to the intersection. But this is the same street that they claim Koberger drove on when his phone allegedly came back online at approximately 4:48 a.m. What's so funny about this? You have two white Hyundai Elantras traveling on the same street in Blaine, and more than likely Koberger, who would be, wait a minute. If they claim Koberger was on Blaine Street and headed back to Pullman, wouldn't he more than likely take the same path the other white Hyundai Elantra took? If so, then why weren't there two white Hyundai Elantras spotted by that gas station surveillance? Ah, yes, the fuckery just keeps getting better. You want to know what they did? We broke this down in the previous series. They used that vehicle's path, which was from the home, traveling onto Blaine Street, then White Avenue, then making that right onto Troy Road and hauled ass out of town and simply placed Koberger on that same street. Based on his cell phone coming back online, his phone never pinged on Blaine Street. The other white Hyundai Elantra, who is the actual suspect, drove on that road. Let's go back over this again. Here we examine the map. As you see, for that white Hyundai Elantra to be traveling down White Avenue and speeding by the way, has a path that more than likely is traveling from the west. There isn't much traveling from the east. Oh, wait a minute again. There is a Taco Bell off of Blaine Street. Now who claimed to get to Taco Bell after they dropped off Kaylee and Maddie? Would that be the so-called private driver? Is that white Hyundai Elantra speeding down White Avenue the private driver? I know, we claimed it was a red Mustang. Yeah, that's in the grub truck surveillance. But based on the accounts of the private driver, didn't they provide a Taco Bell receipt to Moscow PD as some form of an alibi? There are several fucking so-called private drivers. That's the problem. We know this due to there being a different person being interviewed. That would be Batman. Could this be the person who crashed the white Hyundai Elantra in Oregon? That Taco Bell's drive-thru is open until 3 a.m. They just ordered food for the alibi, contemplated everything, planked in the parking lot, perhaps a few phone calls were made, and then hauled ass onto White Avenue, speeding out of town. I know it sounds too deep for some, but remember, the DoorDasher literally ordered and delivered the food. So Batman would also order food just to claim they were not involved in the murders. Heck, we can even suggest that Batman and Bonnie were orchestrating everything together. Batman heads to Taco Bell before skipping town, and Bonnie heads to Jack in a Crack, so-called delivering food to Xana. They leave town, then Bonnie arrives at the home about 15 minutes later with the so-called food. But the actual path and travel would be before the white Hyundai Elantra is spotted at 3:45 a.m., meaning, while they're in sync with one another, Bonnie would get to the crack around 3:30 a.m. perhaps, and Batman would be leaving Taco Bell around this time. Oh my fucking, it's becoming more and more visible to me. That white Hyundai Elantra was also in that neighborhood and had left about an hour prior, and then Bonnie arrives with the fake delivery. Batman is not a private driver, by the way, but this vehicle was used to frame Koberger, but they fucked up the timing. Mind you, they are trying to time their movement with the actual murders, and they couldn't get that timing right. So instead of the actual time of death being in the 3 a.m. hour, the DoorDash delivery happened around 4 a.m. because Bonnie couldn't track exactly when the murders were finalized. They couldn't just sit in the area, waiting for the massacre to take place. They had to drive around in attempts to time when it took place, and then take action. The killers had to leave the home first, with everyone deceased, before she could make her way to the home. And Batman couldn't leave town yet until the murders were finalized as well. Once the word got out that the housemates were officially deceased, then Batman hauls ass out of town, then crashes the white Hyundai Elantra way the fuck in Oregon. Maybe Batman is Clyde would make sense since they're Bonnie and Clyde. Remember, the so-called private driver claimed he headed to Taco Bell after dropping the girls off. So if we look at the path from the house to Taco Bell, well, you're more than likely going to travel down Blaine Street because Taco Bell is on Blaine Street. Mind you, just because the so-called private driver provided a receipt from Taco Bell as an alibi, we obviously don't know the time in which he ordered the food. It had to be before 3 a.m., of course. But if it's closer to 3 a.m. than 2 a.m., there's approximately 40 minutes of mysterious activity from this person. It takes about 5 minutes to travel from the victim's home to that Taco Bell. And if we factor in the white Hyundai Elantra traveling westbound on White Avenue, it's about a 98% chance that they are coming from that very Taco Bell. the so-called private driver claimed to go to Taco Bell after dropping the girls off, then a white Hyundai Elantra is seen driving westbound on White Avenue, obviously coming from an intersection of White Avenue and Blaine Street, where Taco Bell is located. I think it's safe to say that this is the same person who spoke to authorities. But then again, there is a Jack in a Crack and Taco Bell right next to each other in, guess where? Pullman, Washington. The Crack's drive-thru is open 24 hours, and Taco Bell's drive-thru is open until 4 a.m. Bonnie is the DoorDasher. Clyde is driving the white Hyundai Elantra, more than likely his brother's vehicle, driving around trying to be spotted in surveillance to frame Koberger. And guess who stays near these two important restaurants? That's right, Koberger. His apartments are not too far from those restaurants. Seems they were literally right on top of their scapegoat that night. May have even drove by and took a photo of his vehicle. I guess this is how Batman came up with this whole "he stayed 1,200 feet from my doorstep" nonsense. See, they tried to frame Koberger, but they fucked up their timing, which led to the white Hyundai Elantra spotted in the gas station surveillance becoming a mysterious vehicle. Remember, it was initially deemed a potential suspect, then it was ruled out. That was supposed to be the gotcha factor in framing Koberger, but they couldn't get the timing right. The vehicle is leaving town at 3:45 a.m., but the DoorDash delivery was around 4 a.m., meaning the housemates were depicted as still being alive. So of course the white Hyundai Elantra spotted in the gas station surveillance can't be the alleged Koberger. Once again, that vehicle, which matches the description of the alleged killer, is speeding down White Avenue, turns right onto Troy Road, and heads out of town. The gas clerk claims to not know which direction the vehicle headed, to cover up the fact that she did know which direction it headed, obviously onto the highway. And this would be approximately 15 to 20 minutes prior to the alleged Koberger's return to the home for the attacks, and also contradicts the estimated time of death around 4:25 a.m. They never showed that surveillance footage, and they definitely won't show the other camera feeds which face the intersection. Now they ruled this vehicle out as the suspect, but somehow they obtained Koberger's license and registration in Pullman, which of course identified him. So this Elantra, parked in apartments in another state, searched by campus police, was looked into, but the white Hyundai Elantra, which was seen speeding in fucking Moscow, captured on surveillance, is just brushed off? Really? Who does that? Nobody, that's who? Oh, because it's not the same year of the white Hyundai Elantra you're looking for? Wow, that's brilliant detective work. Compared to what? You don't have another vehicle to compare years with. You can't compare it with the vehicle in the Lindel Lane surveillance, because you can't tell if that's even a white Hyundai Elantra, in which they never identified it as such. Remember, they described that specific vehicle as, quote, a light-colored vehicle. So how do you rule out the white Hyundai Elantra on White Avenue if you don't have another white Hyundai Elantra to rule it out with? Are we on the same page here? They knew which vehicle was the suspect. No shocker there. It's a cover-up. Ruled that vehicle out because it is the suspect. Either they're one of the killers, the lookout, the one that carried out other duties in the murders. But it's obvious that this white Hyundai Elantra was speeding away from the scene of the crime. Oh, had a stop off at Taco Bell first, to make it appear they're just getting late-night grub. Yeah, clever thinking. It aligns with Bonnie. I'm telling you, it's the same tactic. She pretended to be a DoorDasher that night, dropping off the crack to the home. If she would pretend to deliver food to one of the victims who was already deceased, then it's plausible that the white Hyundai Elantra also pretended to get food as their alibi after dropping Kaylee and Maddie home. Once again, we have established that there are multiple people who are depicted as the private driver. If you want to include Eric Gower, so be it. There would be Eric Gower depicted as the private driver. Then you have someone being interviewed by Law and Crime. Then you have what appears to be a Mustang in the window's reflection, picking the girls up, which obviously was discovered later, crashed and abandoned with the smell of bleach inside the car, and this white Hyundai Elantra seen speeding down White Avenue, coming from the direction of where Taco Bell was located. Process of elimination here. Eric Gower is not the private driver. I think we've firmly proven that. This leaves the red Mustang, the individual being interviewed, and the white Hyundai Elantra spotted in surveillance on White Avenue. Well, based on evidence, I would still suggest that the red Mustang was the so-called private driver, considering the vehicle in the window's reflection appears to resemble the headlights and taillights of a Mustang. The vehicle was then crashed and abandoned with a forensics team inspecting it. Maddie's coat found near the fire hydrant. It all indicates there was a physical altercation, and perhaps Maddie's DNA was in that Mustang. Not to be too graphic, but we have to break all of these issues down. It is alleged that the owner of that red Mustang is abusive, right? Well, gets into a physical altercation with the girls, Maddie is attacked, and blood was left in that car. This is happening inside the vehicle, but once they got out of the vehicle, the abuser couldn't draw too much attention by aggressively following them. So they drove off as Kaylee and Maddie run back home. The phone calls Kaylee and Maddie made to Jack started around 2:30 a.m. That window between being dropped off, approximated to be around 2 a.m., till they got back home by running away, would align with the initial phone call at 2:30 a.m. We don't know what was happening within the house before the calls. Perhaps there was communication about what happened, and everyone was trying to figure out what to do. The last phone call was around 3 a.m., as we assume this was when both girls were attacked. Well, what would the white Hyundai Elantra be doing, assumed to be coming from Taco Bell? This may be the person interviewed, covering for the actual so-called private driver that night in the red Mustang. Moscow PD obtained the surveillance from that gas station and knew that the white Hyundai Elantra was involved, but it was never publicly reported by the mainstream media nor by their own reports that they identified a white Hyundai Elantra from any other video footage. This was the so-called evidence that they claimed they had regarding video footage that identified the vehicle. It was the gas station surveillance that literally identified a white Hyundai Elantra. But they claimed that wasn't the vehicle. Now, this vehicle is speeding down White Avenue, makes a right onto Troy Road, which merges with Highway 8. And guess what, my friends? They saw this vehicle speeding down Highway 8 as well by the traffic camera. Idaho State Police and Moscow PD claimed they saw Koberger's vehicle heading out of town. Yeah, nice try. What you saw was a white Hyundai Elantra heading out of town approximately around 3:50 to 4 a.m. when the alleged Koberger was still trying to sneak into the home and commit the fucking massacre. In other words, the vehicle they claim has been spotted all throughout Moscow was the very white Hyundai Elantra in the gas station surveillance. But that surveillance is not really the key. It's that damn vaulted neighbor's camera footage. If that was revealed, trust me, you'll see all types of vehicles in and out of that neighborhood, before, during, and after the murders. And also, the violence being heard, the screams, the dog barking, people yelling. They couldn't convince anyone that it was just one person responsible for that crime. So, it's going to be vaulted. And had the nerve to claim the only audio captured from that camera was a loud thud, whimpering sounds, and the dog barking. Talk about damage control. They took it to another level with that one, hey? Who the hell knows who's who and who did what? It's all tangled webs. That's what we're trying to figure out. But what we have figured out is Bonnie was a DoorDash driver, and she was described by one of the employees at the Crack who made the delivery for Xana. That's enough to build on regarding all of those sneaky drivers running around that night. And that opened up a can of maggots. Don't mind me, I'm just going off a hunch. This needs to be thoroughly examined because there is a trail of evidence in here somewhere. Let's stop right here, because this appears to be another circling piece of evidence. We'll just keep circling around it like a bloodthirsty cluster of piranhas. This is the chaos sector.
A grand jury has indicted 2 more former officers.
No, okay. Yeah, Chaos Sector, that's a really good channel. And if you haven't subbed up to them, make sure you sub to that one, because that always has very good content. They do get pissed off when people try to steal their content, which I don't ever do. I always try to leave links in the description, and like tonight, I didn't know if I was running it or not, so I didn't, but I will put it in there. And plus, my mods have been putting in chat the whole time, and I've flashed it on the screen because they do get pissed when people try to steal it, and I don't blame them. Some people are really sneaky about it. But anyway, that's really good. I met a new friend today. In Minnesota, of course, laws have changed, you know, so yeah, sativa. Meet my new friend. Gummies. Gotta love Minnesota, man. Gotta love Minnesota. Okay, we're gonna end it on what yesterday. Oh, let me find. You like indica silence? High silence. I should say some more highs because there's more people and different people in here. The indica is too much of a body high for me. But sometimes when I'm in pain, I'll go with that hybrid, you know. But yeah, I like that sativa myself. The hybrids, right, Heather? Yeah, let me say some highs again to the ones that I haven't said hi to already, like Heather and Laddie and Eric and Jeff. I don't know. Yeah, you were in here earlier, weren't you? And Silence no more. And good to see you. And Bianca, always good to see you, girl. And the Moonflower, my girl. Yes. And Don't Dive. Good to see you, girl. Yes. Sweet and Salty Fallon. Good to see you. And Julie and Dakota. I love that name. And yeah. Jackie. Good to see you. Big Mikey. Good to see you. Yeah, you'll be arguing with Jeff H. the whole. Yeah, Mike. He just. You know, he's one of those party crashers. You know, but at least he's respectful. Tonight I had to give a boot to somebody I didn't want to give a boot to, but you can't come in here. When someone comes in, there's ways of doing it. You can have an opinion, and of course you can have an opinion, and it can be the opposite of what me and my most of my crime family think. But you can do it in a tactful way. And when someone comes in and tries to make my crime family feel like they're stupid or dumb, and my crime family and myself along with them, you're gone. You don't do that to my crime family. And it happened last night and again tonight, so I had to put a ban on somebody, but which is sad. Anyway, we're going to end this night with another video from Post Woke World, who, of course, I showed last night, right? And it was the Lindel Lane audio. And now she's finished up. But she did it in a different way, and I kind of wish she would have stuck to that same format because it takes her longer to do it this way. You might like it a little more because she's playing it and she's doing it as it's being played, but it does take a little bit longer. So be prepared for that. But that's how we're going to end this, and I want to start that right now. By the way, I love all of you very much. I think I'm.
The StreamYard. If you do look at the video, though, at this part on Jeff H's channel, he has the best sound and video, I think. Thank you, Jeff H. 20349. If you look up at the right upper corner, you can follow movement of an animal that looks like it's running across the parking lot, and then it disappears in the left upper corner, like at the 56-second mark. And it looks, you know, it looks like you see on like a Ring camera. There's some kind of movement. It's interesting. Anyway, let's just play it. Okay, and then at 2:04, you can hear some yelling in the distance, a couple of car doors shut, and some people arguing. And I hear a scream in the distance at like 2:04:52, and then at the 58-second mark, a car approaches. And then at 2:05, it sounds like there's a drone approaching. I don't know if it's a drone. I'm saying I don't know what this is, and to me, it sounds like it might be a drone. And it's kind of loud, and then it flies away around the 35-second mark, or flies away from the sound field here. You hear some more chain sounds and a thump, and then the drone whirring sound comes back towards the end of the 2:05 minute.
Now she figured out, and one of the reasons I really like her doing this is that she figured out the drone sound. And I always wondered what that sound was. And now that I heard drone, I was like, yeah, that's what that is. And yeah, that's actually very interesting.
It's gonna be a loud thump that comes up. And I'm not hearing it without my headphones on. So if you're not listening to this with headphones, it'll be probably really hard to hear, because I had to listen to this with, like I said before, my headphones that my dog destroyed. Okay. So then at 2:06, there's a thump at 2:06:08. And then at 15 seconds, I hear a guy yell, "I'm going to kill you." And then 42 seconds, there's just some muffled voices. And then coming up soon, you'll hear a guy yelling in the distance, and a girl will scream at like the 24-second mark. And then there's a car approaching. I think it's a car at like 30-second mark. The 208 mark, there's just another drone sound, I feel like, and then some voices and yelling, but I couldn't make it out. And then the 209 mark's coming up, and the radio, the central scrutinizer says something. Then there's another car, and then you can hear a guy yelling.
Okay, everybody. I'm warning you ahead of time because to me there is a trigger warning, and I don't know if she realizes it or not. But if you remember when we did the reflection series, both Karen and I did an estimation of when Ethan lost his life. And we estimated it between 2:20 and 2:30 a.m. She's at 209 right now. So I'm warning you ahead of time. All right.
It's right there. At 210, it sounds like the drone's starting to get closer, and then there's maybe a car, and then the radio, somebody on the radio says something, the central scrutinizer says something, and then a car door shuts loudly. He's a lot quieter on this part of the tape. Okay, and then coming up, you're going to hear a girl yell motherfucker, and then 2 car doors shut. A car beeps twice, and then a girl yells motherfuckers, and then another girl says I love you, and then she says I'm sorry, no, don't go, and she's pleading, and then she says please don't, I was going to go, and she's pleading again. All right, so let's do that. So you can hear the pleading there. And then at 2:12, it sounds like someone yells Jack, and then a car door shuts. And then at 2:12:24, a girl yells Xana, and then you'll hear the central scrutinizer again. And then you'll hear him again towards the end where he whispers and he has a creepy laugh. Creepy laugh. I didn't really hear much here. And then the 2:14 mark, the central scrutinizer says, get him now. A girl yells, what the fuck? And then a car door shuts. And like I said before, this is a lot quieter. There's a lot less commotion going on right now than there was the hour before with all the cars driving around, coordinated to intimidate, it sounded like, with the central scrutinizer as the lead. Okay, and then at 2:15, a car drives by and there's going to be more talking by the central scrutinizer. And then I hear a scream. And then at 2:15:51, I hear a girl say, I'm fucking scared. And then another girl yells something that I couldn't decipher. Could have been a drone too, not a car. I don't know. And then right here, I just hear a car and some music, and then a car sounds like it's driving away with a girl yelling Xana. Sounds like the central scrutinizer whispered there too. And then there's more drone sound. Okay. I'm just going to rewind it just a second. So I don't know what he was saying there, but I know he was saying something to someone. And it even sounded like he whispered Xana as well. So then at 2:17, let me just go to the end here. I'll just go right here. All right. So it sounds like central scrutinizer says now. And then right after a truck approaches, and then there's more talk from scrutinizer. And then you hear some girls' voices outside. They sound like they're closer. But it just leads me to believe this person is definitely communicating with the cars. And the other video, I'll redo it so that you can hear the audio, but you'll really get a clear indication. It really sounds like these cars are being used to sort of intimidate or corral people. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. All right. Anyway, here we go.
People, I want you to think for a second. Just think for a second of what she just said and everything that is going on. Can you understand why Bethany and Dylan, if Dylan is not involved, let's just say Bethany. Can you understand why Bethany is so scared and why other people are so scared to talk? If you actually know what is really going on at Lindel Lane, these people are scared shitless to talk.
He even kind of laughs like the central scrutinizer. I'm sorry. I just can't with this. I'm just going to pause it because this part here was probably, this was the hardest part. This was the hardest part for me, the next few minutes.
And what did Karen and I say when we were doing the reflection series about Ethan? Between 2:20 and 2:30. And what is she saying right now? I don't know this gal. She is just doing this to do it. I ran across her channel last night. And when is she having a hard time? Between 2:20 and 2:30. The 2:00 hour will forever be a dark fucking hour.
So I just want to mention that. And it's It's because of what it sounds like is happening. It sounds like let me just get to it. All right. This is just tough for me to read this. Okay. So you may not think it's weird or scary or whatever, but that's how I feel about it. Okay. Let's go. So you're going to hear a radio giving directions. And then I hear a guy's voice. And then, of course, there's 2 beeps because the guy on the central scrutinizer told him to do something. And then at 2:18:23, I hear someone yell Mogan. And then a girl screams. And then I hear whimpering. And the 30-second mark, I hear guys talking. 48-second mark, there's groans. It sounds like maybe somebody's being beaten up, and it sounds really bad. At the 51-second mark, I hear a girl yell, run, run. And then I hear her say, Kay, answer me. At the 54-second mark, I hear guys say, what's up? And then there's a girl outside. She's yelling. She sounds scared. And then at the 57-second mark, it sounds like a guy's being beat up. And he's answering the other guy who said, what's up? But he sounds really scared, and he sounds like he's crying. So anyway, here we go. All right. And so I hear a guy say, huh? I think it's the same guy. He's carrying on this conversation back. He said, what's up? And then there's a guy being beat up and crying, and he's answering, but I can't interpret it. And then the mean guy says, huh? And then he says, they're going to kill you, whatever you do, something, something, okay? And the voice sounds like the same voice that was taunting Ethan earlier in the last video, the aggressive guy's voice. That's what it sounds like. And then I hear a girl shrieking. And then this part was probably the toughest. If you hear it, you'll know what I mean. I hear a girl panting, like she's running and she's panting, out of breath, and she's crying. It's at the 34-second mark, and she's saying, leave me be. And then at the 38-second mark, I hear a girl who sounds like Kaylee, just because I've listened to her TikToks. And it sounds like she yells, Mogan. And it's got sort of like an echo quality. And then there's this like wicked laugh from a girl and a guy and a loud shriek. And then at the 52-second mark, I hear someone say Kaylee. And then at so going to the next at 2:20, it sounds like that drone is whirring around again, or whatever that sound is, I don't know. And then I hear a girl yell Mogan. And then at the 37-second mark, I hear a girl yell, holy shit, don't, no. And then it sounds like someone's crying and struggling. And then coming up, you're going to hear a girl scream, oh my God. And then a guy says, you hit me. And then the girl says, I've been terrible. I think that's what she says. And then I hear someone yell, Maddie. And then I hear a girl yell, goodbye, something, 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 bye. And then at the 45-second mark, I hear a guy yell back, murderer. Okay, and then at the 2:22 mark, the guy yells the word cunt. Wait, sorry if that offends anyone. That's what I heard. And the girl responds, as girls do when you call them that. And then 2:23, there's some girls talking, and there's a car nearby, and some voices in the distance, and a car. And then there's just there's a guy talking. A girl says, oh my God. A guy says, hey. And then there's some more yelling and sounds on the radio. I'm just gonna skip through some of this. Let me just play here. I'm just gonna go forward a little bit. I'm gonna go to 2:25. And I don't know, again, if that's a car or something flying around the air. You just hear some yelling coming up and people talking kind of nearby. I couldn't understand what they were saying, but still, you heard that little sound in the background. So whoever has this audio, you can like hear little movements from that person all the time. You're going to hear a sound on the radio in a second and some voices talking. It's muted though. It's hard to hear what they're saying. It sounds like somebody's yelling, or it's a dog. I'm not sure. And then you're going to hear car doors shut and a girl yells, "Come on," or says, "Come on." About 10 seconds. I'm telling you, without the earphones, it's I don't think you'd be able to hear a lot of the stuff any of the stuff I heard, because I couldn't hear it without the earphones. I can't even hear it now, and I don't have the earphones. Some of it I can hear. Sorry, he just whispered. I'll just take it back just a little. And so in the next couple of minutes, a lot of car sounds. There's like a car beeping twice, and then you hear like that manhole cover or pipe sound, and the door shuts, and the car beeps twice again, and then at 2:33 there's a really loud car sound, and at 2:35 a car pulls in and the door shuts. So I'm just gonna skip ahead to that. Oh, I want to. All right, and then there's a door shut. There's some radio whispers. The car turns off. The door shuts. A beep. Lots of cars driving around and thumping sounds. I'm going to just go to 241. And you can hear a whistle and some voices in the distance here. There's the whistle. Coming up, this is a part that's kind of weird. You hear a car door shut, and then it sounds like a lot of celebrating and yelling, both girls and guys. And then a girl says, "You like it." And then at 243, I'll just play it through. A guy sounds like he heaves. And the girl says, "What the fuck?"
So, like, how sad is it? How sad is this, people? You're hearing it go on. You're hearing it happen. I know you guys are out there talking about Charlie and stuff. I got nicknames for everybody, and everybody, my family knows that. I don't know if you've seen my community page from yesterday. I recommend just taking a glance at it because I'm not going to say a word about it. But I think you will all understand, especially the ones that have been with me for a long time and have gone over everything, with me. If you go to my community page and look at my, I think it was the last post. When we get time, it's when you get time.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard it, but that was the guy heaving. And then the girl says, "What the fuck?" She said something about a car, and now there's going to be a loud sound from this radio. Central scrutinizer, bro. It sounds like somebody walked in to the room or something. I'm just going to cut it off here. I'm pretty sure the rest of the time I don't hear a whole lot on there. And to me, the most important times in both the videos really were around the 18-minute mark. I'll redo the 1 to 2 a.m. with audio in the background and try to isolate some of the things that I heard that people thought were more interesting. And again, I understand not everybody's going to hear what I heard. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. Maybe there's something wrong with me that I heard it. I don't know. Like I said, I used those Dr. Dre Studio Beat Pro things and just spent a lot of time meditating and then listening. And anyway, that's what I heard. And it gives you kind of a picture of what might be going on. Again, don't know where this came from. The audio, I was starting to think maybe this audio is from another area. It could be from anywhere, really. We're seeing it just because we see it with the Lindel Lane footage doesn't mean it's from Lindel, and that's something to keep in mind. I've just thought a lot of stuff like this over the years, and they really like to mess with your head. And there's a lot of misdirection and misinformation, and it's done on purpose. So I am not trying to do that. I was very much interested in what this audio was saying. I felt like it was important. And I don't know at the end of the day what any of it means, but take from it what you would like. And I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, I'll come back and I'll do the 1 to 2 with the audio in the background. And then at some point I will figure out how to use StreamYard so I can do a live and put this stuff up all at once and just do other stuff too. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye. Peace.
Yeah, I really like. She's only got like, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 videos or something. Yeah, I like her style too, Leah. Yeah. So if you haven't subbed to her, definitely sub to her. True Crime Curiosities. But there's another name. What is the other name? It might be easier to look that up. I can't remember. Something woke. I can't remember now. And I already X'd it out. Yeah. Okay, it's under True Crime Curiosities. Right there is the link right there. If you want to sub her up. What I'm going to leave you with, those a couple pictures. Let me draw them up here first, because I want you to remember a couple things. And yeah, let's see if I remember where they are here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there is going to be 3 pictures I show you. All right. Y'all remember this? This is really through the reflections. And here's a guy, gray hoodie guy. He's got one of those headlight things on his forehead, pants, Easy to see. Looks like he could be carrying a knife, possibly, or a sheath. Looks like. Can't really tell. So I'm not going to say. But that's two reflections. There's one picture. Okay, I'm going to do another one. I just want to make sure you guys remember this. You guys remember this? This is two reflections too. Geez, does that look like a uniformed person here? This is at Lindel Lane. Like at 3 in the morning. What is this here? What's this on his arm? Looks like some kind of patch, right? What kind of hat is that? Yeah. That's from Lindel Lane, folks. That's from Lindel Lane Reflections. One more. This one, trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. And this is the last one I'm going to show you. All right, whoops. Hold on, I'm jumping the gun here. Oh boy. What do you see, folks? Now, I posted this on the community page also. On the community page, you can actually see the tail light, which would be over here. I can't get it to show it here. There is a tail light though. And this is a back window. So what you're seeing right here is something in a white bag, all right? This is a reflection of that off this window, the back window. That's from Lindel Lane, folks. That is from Lindel Lane. But yet they say, oh, let's look at the cars. That's what the exculpatory, that'll get him off. I need to talk to the family. What the fuck? Take a look at Lindel Lane once. Look. I've been screaming this forever. Oh, it might be fake. Bullshit. I don't even want to hear that excuse. Yeah, people got all together and they went, oh, let's put this out and let's make it sound and make sure the sound is exactly the same as what the no, I know sound. It is not fake. The reflections, not fake. It was out for months before it was even discovered that there was reflections on the fucking front vehicle. If it wouldn't have been for Billy that just happened to see a little bit of movement, and I guarantee you the people that were fighting and doing all that to Ethan and Xana, they didn't realize that there's going to be reflections on the vehicles. And whoever put that out, whoever let it, Kane or whoever let that out, did not realize there was reflections. Well, now we got him. Now we have it all downloaded, people. They can't take it away from us. Anyway. I'm sorry. Jude gets all wound up sometimes. I just get frustrated, you know. I get frustrated when people cut down that Lindel Lane. And the Lindel Lane to me is the key to it all. Lindel Lane is the key to Banfield. Lindel Lane is the key to the grub truck. Zana, Zana, Zana at the grub truck while they're watching. One plus one equals two, people. Common sense. Woo-hoo! All right. There is sound, Jeff. Shut up. Tired of you. I'll boot you right now. Shut your mouth. Anyway. I'm going to leave you with something that fits the mood of this night. I will pick it up because I can't leave it on a sad note, but I'm going to start the outro with a sad note. And then I'll do something afterwards to just kind of, if I feel like it. Anyway, people, I love you, my crime family. Love you very much, my mods. Thank you very much for doing the awesome job that you do. They're the best in the business, people. My mods are the best in the business. Thank you, Jeff. At least you know, but you know. Maybe you should teach Sarge. I still love you, Jeff. Anyway, some of you have seen this, some of you have not. Until next time, people, I can't say it. Until next time, I love you.
job as well as I can. Well, I'm going back to that dirty town, trying to do my job as well as I can. Walking in these bad streets, try to forget that noise around. I was sitting on that room floor, thinking all the evening about my baby. I was sitting on that room floor, thinking all the evening about my baby. I've lost my mind in a whiskey, and finally I've crossed to bed. Baby, with all my heart, can't live without her just a day. Well, I love my baby with all my heart, can't live without her just a day. I know I won't be satisfied till I come home again. I'm sitting in the train, I'm feeling so lonesome, no one to talk to. I'm sitting in the train, I'm feeling so lonesome, no one to talk to. I'm so excited 'cause I'm gonna hold my baby. Well, I'm going back to that dirty town, try to do my job as well as I can. Well, I'm going back to that dirty town, trying to do my job as well as I can. Walking in these bad streets, try to forget that noise around.
Hi, and thank you so much